Welcome back to the channel. This is Wasabi. We're following Doomy Iron from King's Clan in his IS-2 shielded. This was a tier 8 Soviet premium tank that was available during a recent marathon. He's top tier in this game, and the game battle mode is assault mode, so they've got to win by capping or killing all the enemy tanks in 10 minutes, so it's 5 minutes less than a normal standard random battle. So we're on the Ellenberg map, which has got the sort of town streets in the middle and a castle on the left there, as you can see, and they've just spotted a few tanks going there. So in assault mode, the defending team basically has to outlast or slow down the tanks so that they last more than 10 minutes. Or kill all the enemy tanks assaulting. But yeah, they don't have to win. They just have to cause a draw or win themselves. So Doomy is looking for a few opportunities to shoot. There's a few tanks ahead in this alley, which is common way for heavy tanks to compete. He just took a shot in them from the T-150, which is a lower tier tank. That's a tier 6 Soviet premium tank. Tech tree tank, I should say. T-150 leads to the KB line, where the KB3 is the tier 7 tank. So yeah, so that's a bottom tier tank, but he did get a shot in on the IS-2. Now Doomy's coming around here on the riverside of the building, so it can be a little bit risky because of tank destroyers that might be in that tree line along the A line there, but nothing spotted him as he was going there, so that's all right. He's now spotted, but he's got a shot on the Tiger 1 there in the middle, and he's now in this sort of semi-protected spot. You've got potentially tanks on the hill up there, can shoot down on him, and he's just taken a shot on the AMX-12T, but he bounced around off a T-20, which is most likely on top of the hill. Hasn't been spotted, but we'll just see what happens with that there. So it's basically keeping in cover here. Potential for tanks to push around on the riverside. So it's a 31 OP that's looking for that opportunity to push in on Doomy, but they can be kept in bay by tanks on the other side of the river shooting back there. So it's quite an interesting position he's in here, and also quite a powerful position, as we'll see as this game plays out. So in this position, there's potential for tanks on the other side of the river to shoot across, as you've just seen, or tanks to come around from the hillside. Now what Doomy's doing here as he's moving in and out, is if you hold down your second mouse button, you can keep your tank gun pointing in the same direction it was, but look around at the same time. So it uses that technique. Now here's another interesting thing about this position. There is a very small gap here shooting through windows, and he's just being patient here, wait for the tanks to move back, and gets a shot right through the building to do damage there. Now he's just bounced around again, but now this VK3001P is basically pushed on him, but gets disposed of by Doomy Iron fairly quickly. Again, just bounced a couple of shots from the T-20 again, and here's one's landed there and done some damage. KV2 has just pushed forward. Doesn't seem to have spotted Doomy, but he's fired, and Doomy will definitely reload well before the KV2 does, assuming he's got the dirt gun. And there he goes, takes out the KV2. Well, it's a tier 6, so no trouble going through there. He's just again looking through this cheeky shot through the building, which he does, and puts a round into the Tiger P. So this game is becoming a game of really fine angles, shooting through apertures or between lines of buildings. So it's quite complex, but Doomy's definitely figured this out in terms of this position here. And you can see the whole team's basically stalled behind where he is. And you can see the clock has counted down to nearly 5 minutes to go, so he's halfway through the battle, and some point they've basically got to pick up the pace and either start killing, because there's only 2 tanks from the enemy team that have been destroyed, and they're running out of time. So although some of these tanks are lower tier, they've still got to get rid of them. There's the T20 that took a shot at him. Doomy taxes him there with a nearly 400 hit point roll. But basically, yeah, they've got to keep moving. You see the T150 sitting in the alley in front of him is down to 1 shot, and there's that IS-2 that was in that alley has just been destroyed by Doomy through that gap. So it'd be interesting to see whether that blocks the gap now, whether he can get additional shots through, but nonetheless he's taken full value out of that. Now he does have a mission going, which is HT12, where he has to do 3,000 damage but also block multiple of his own tanks' hit points, so 3 times his tank's hit points. So we're not sure whether he'll complete that mission there, whether he'll bounce enough rounds or not, but he's certainly done the damage total. So we'll just keep an eye on that towards the end of the game, but I think he's more focused on getting the most out of it in terms of damage. So you can see there the Jackson has just appeared. His shot must have just missed, didn't leave much time to view that, but the Challenger on Doomy's team has taken him out. So he's again just quickly working around here, trying to make sure whether he's in a safe position in terms of taking in heat from the other tanks, or whether he's got shots on other tanks from that position. So it's interesting how he's basically working in and around this area. He hasn't really moved a great deal on the map, but you can see he's already created nearly 4,000 damage. So there's a KV-85 there. Tries to get a shot on the Super Hellcat, but the KV-85 just basically pushes in front of him. He's clearly, obviously, trying to push the pace, but the KV-85 it's basically just taken too much risk there. Would have taken damage from the Hellcat and as well as the Tiger P. Doomy gets rid of the Hellcat, or the Super Hellcat I should say, tier 7 premium reward tank, and there's the Tiger P. So at the moment he's spotting him, just bounced around on him, puts a round through the shoulder of the Tiger P, which is one of its weak spots. And he's down to his last 2 rounds of standard ammunition. Also just note there that he took a round in from the T-34-85 on the other side. So that T-34-85 basically just been waiting in that position for an opportunity to shoot. Probably a very low reward for him, but nonetheless, that's managed to get a hit on Doomy that way. Now Doomy takes out the Tiger P, who's basically pushed forward, and we're down to the last 2 minutes of the game. He's already up to 4.7k of damage and just under 500 of assist, down to his last standard round, and he's got 6 premium and 5 HE rounds left, but there's only 3 tanks left on the enemy side. So are they going to run out of time, or are they going to kill the enemy tanks? Let's wait and see. But now they're basically pushing up much faster. Now they've got rid of that bottleneck. There's the IS-2 is basically facing the other direction. Doomy gets rid of him, which brings up his 5th kill. And there's a Nashon on the other side of the map, and a Scorpion, which is the tier 7 American Scorpion, not the tier 8 German Scorpion with a K tank. But will he get Top Gun? Don't know. There's the Nashon. Has he got a shot on him? Or the Scorpion? They're both just below the tree line there. There's the Scorpion. Does he get a shot on him? Trying to aim. Just misses. The Scorpion's left, and it's got paper armor though, so if any other tank gets there close, he may not get an opportunity to get damage. Just misses again, and time is running out. The clock is coming down the last 30 seconds, but the Scorpion goes down to the T50-2, so that's the game. So that was the Ace Tanker game from Doomy Iron. He also managed to get his first mark of excellence there, so he's obviously been doing a fair amount of damage in that tank. First mark means you've done 65% more damage on a rolling 14-day average than compared to the rest of the people playing that tank. He's finished on top of damage with 4,801 damage and 486 assisted damage. So in addition to finishing double, almost exactly double the amount of the next highest damage in his team, he's collected 1659 base experience, which is well above what typical ace tanker. So excellent result there, Doomy. Well done. 19 shots fired, 16 connected, and 14 of those penetrated, which is a pretty good rate there. And he's managed to make 92,000 after credit. So again, well, good game played there, Doomy on. Well done.